Hey guys, Todd here. Now, this is a quick video. Ghost towns in Michigan. I've been to a few of them. Now, I don't know what classifies as a ghost town, but I'll tell you one thing. There's a few places that are ghost towns. There's two of them on US 12. There's a town called Gillane, Michigan, okay? It's between Buchanan, Michigan and Three Oaks, Michigan. It's a ghost town. Recently, they got a Dollar General. Okay, which is pretty neat. Then there's the community of Daggett, Michigan. Daggett, Michigan, where's that at? Well, it's near the community of Stevenson, Michigan. The school shut down years ago, but the community of Stevenson, Michigan is where you want to go. Okay, Stevenson, Michigan, Daggett, Michigan, they're one community now. Okay, then you got the anti-capital of the world, which is called, starts at A, it's on US 12, heading towards Hillsdale. But it's between, I don't know, it's between Coldwater to Hillsdale. It starts at A. That place, that's a place that's a ghost town. It's also the antique capital of the world. Starts with A. Most of the buildings on Main Street are abandoned. Those are three abandoned towns in Michigan I know of. Then you got Borough, Michigan, which is a little town between Colon, Michigan, and Sturgis, Michigan. It's a little community, not a big population. About 800 people live there year-round. That has a population of 800. It's also a ghost town. But there's also the community of Wasippi, Michigan, which is a little territory in the middle of nowhere. Population, 2. And that's in this county I live in. So you do got a couple. I mean, you got Baroque, Wasippi, are in Michigan, and they're in my county that are abandoned. Parkville. Well, Parkville's technically a town. Parkville's a territory. Parkville's like a territory. Okay, it doesn't have nothing there. That's also my county. It has a township hall, a cemetery, and a church. That's all it's in Parkville. Then you got Leonidas, Michigan. Has a King's Mill, and that's about it. Has a school, Colon owns it. It's about it. Now, there's more ghost towns in Michigan you can think of, but I have done a couple of those on Gillane, Michigan. But, that's kind of something I can tell you about. Around 134 towns in Michigan are ghost towns. I'm going to look at this, and you see if I recognize any of these. Wait. So, we're going to see if these, and I'll tell you guys later if I recognize these towns. Because some of these towns I might recognize. And there's a few other towns I know that are ghost towns. But let's see here if there's any of these I recognize. Maybe I'll make another video on this later, or who knows when. This camera's almost dead. It has like 20 minutes left of juice on it, but yeah. Vandalia? No, Vandalia's still around. Jones is still around. Vandalia, Jones are still technically around. But yeah, a couple of places that I live by are not dead. Like I said, a couple of these communities I recognize. There's been about 4 ghost towns I've been out in my area about 4. Like 4 ghost towns I've been to, 4 or 5 ghost towns. But Gillane, Michigan is definitely a ghost town in Michigan. Everyone knows that. Daggett, Michigan's upstate, though, isn't it? Way upstate, about 2 hours from Escanaba, 45 minutes from Menominee. Falmouth, Michigan? Never been there, never heard of that place before. Falmouth, Michigan? Never heard of it. There's quite a couple communities in Michigan that are dead. Like Baroque, Michigan, it's dead. But like I said, Parkville, Moore Park, well, Moore Park's busy, but yeah. There's quite a couple communities in Michigan I live near that are dead. Gillane, Baroque, dead. Wasippi, dead. Ash Township, never heard of it. So yeah, guys, there's quite a few places in Michigan that are dead, but not real dead. Jennings, Michigan. Heard of Jennings, but never been there before. I heard of Jennings. That's actually not far from here. What about Trollet? Oh yeah, Trollet, Michigan, that's dead up there too. The community of Trollings, they're a ghost town. Established 1994. There's a town called Trollins or something in Michigan. Established 1994. I know a few communities I lived in. I've been to a few communities. Wallace, Michigan. That's technically a ghost town, but Ingalls, that's a ghost town. Okay, Wallace, Ingalls, Stevenson, and Dagger are all one building, or all one city. Roslinville. Never been there before. But I've been to a few places that are pretty neat. Most of the townships you can think of are pretty much dead, but still. To be a community, you still have a post office. Your post office closed down, you're no longer a community. That's how it works. But I lived in Michigan my whole life. That counts. Something's going on here. I don't like it. Singapore, Michigan. Singport, Michigan. Never heard of it. They're dead. Singport dollars. 1, 2, 3, 5. That's neat. But I lived in Michigan my whole life, guys. In a couple days, we'll have some stuff to do, so yeah. Some places in the Michigan area still do good. Most community, Pokagon. Yeah, Pokagon's a town. Pokagon, Michigan is a territory that no one lives in anymore. It's just populated by the casino in Dewajak. It's in between Pokagon and Dewajak, so yeah. That makes sense. What if they actually lived in Michigan whole life? I wish I had YouTube 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I wish I had YouTube 5 years ago. So in 2015 I could have filmed it. I've been to a few places in Michigan. Union. Yeah, there's also Union, Michigan. That's a ghost town. Right through US 12. So there's actually 3 towns on US 12. Union, Michigan. Yeah, Union. You got Galean. You got... That town starts at A. I have to look up later. My future date. But yeah, even Union. You have Union, Michigan. Galean, Michigan. Those are some ghost towns in the state, but... The thing is, though... Personally, I was living in Michigan most of my life. There's been a few ghost towns I've been to, but yeah, there's a few towns in Michigan you'll never heard of. But the only thing that really scares people is that people don't believe this is that Route 66 actually what started it. Route 66 Lincoln Highway actually screwed up a lot of communities in Michigan. That's what actually happened to a lot of towns. Route 66, Lincoln Highway, when those cities, decommissioned or shut down, is when the post office shut them down and decommissioned them.
The ghost town in Michigan. Singapore. One of Michigan's most haunting ghost town stories is the tale of Singapore, a Lake Michigan port town near Saugatuck, whose founders had dreamed of someday rivaling Chicago and Milwaukee.
I know where Saugatuck is, just up the road near Holland.
What is the biggest ghost town in America? Jerome. Jerome was a copper mining camp that grew from a settlement of tents to a roaring mining community. But after 4 disastrous fires, the Depression and the end of World War II, the thriving population of 15,000 decreased to only 100. Why do ghost towns exist?
Because we're stupid.
Factors leading to the abandonment of towns include depleted natural resources, economic activity shifting elsewhere, railroads and roads bypassing or no longer accessing the town, human intervention, disasters, massacres, wars...
I think the biggest ghost town, the biggest ghost town, Chernobyl. Chernobyl, Ukraine is the biggest ghost town. I think Chernobyl, Pripyat, Ukraine would be the biggest ghost town in the world. 50,000 people left within 3 hours. The biggest ghost town in the world, I think, could be Chernobyl, Ukraine. Chernobyl, Pripyat, Ukraine would be the biggest town in the world that's abandoned. To a point.
The fast food industry is a staple that makes millions and millions of dollars. Most everyone is familiar with McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I might watch something else later, guys.
There have been many other successful chains.
A&W,
Unfortunately, some
Burger Chef.
disappeared and are no longer with us.
Never heard of those.
In today's video, we'll take a closer look at some of those restaurants that are no longer around.
Henry's Hamburgers. Oh, it's in Michigan.
Winkies was founded in 1962 by
Henry's is still open in Henry's, Michigan, USA. Well, we got about Hot Now. Hot Now is also a... I'm going to do that. Foreign restaurants in the versus U.S. restaurants. Yeah, so I'm going to take you guys off.